the wide receiver for the New England Patriots, one of Tom Brady's favorite receivers, has retired. He announced it just within the last few hours. Here he is.
It's been the best 12 years of my life. It's a hell of a run. And I can't forget you, Patriot Nation. You guys have welcomed me and my family to a region we didn't know. But now, I'm one of you. I'm gonna leave you guys with 2 words. Foxborough, forever.
Foxborough, forever. All right, let me talk a little bit, Rob, about Julian Edelman. 3-time Super Bowl champ with the New England Patriots, of course. Converted quarterback. He played at Kent State, my old stomping grounds in Northeast Ohio. Played there, played quarterback, and then was drafted in the 7th round by the Patriots 12 years ago, as he said, and was converted to a wide receiver. And the rest is history. He has some very impressive stats, particularly in the postseason. He is second all-time in NFL history in receptions. He's got 118 playoff catches. That is second only to Jerry Rice, who leads the way with 151. And Edelman has 6 games of 100 receiving yards or more. That's tied with Michael Irvin for second all time. So Rice is first, Jerry Rice with 8. So Julian Edelman has been a postseason standout, a mainstay in the last 3 championships for the Patriots. And obviously he made his presence felt. Rob, he was the MVP of Super Bowl 53.
How many touchdowns did he have in that game?
0.
Okay.
0.
Just curious.
But he was the
all.
MVP, yes. So here's the question I want to throw out. And it's pretty simple answer to me. It's pretty easy answer to me. But a lot of people disagree with me, Rob. So I'm going to throw it out to you, and we're going to throw it out to our listeners. Is Julian Edelman a Hall of Famer? Hello?
I'm here. I'm not moved. Can I help? I'm sorry about that. If you even have to have a debate, I'm from that school. If there's a debate about you being a Hall of Famer, it probably proves that you're not a Hall of Famer. To me, a Hall of Famer is a guy, when you throw his name out, there's no conversation or debate. You can tell me all the stats you want, the eye test, and just the feel of him during his 12-year career with the Patriots. I don't think he was one of the greatest receivers of all time. But then again, if he does go into the Hall of Fame, it tells you the myth that Tom Brady didn't play with anybody. That's what everybody says, that they didn't have anybody, but everybody's saying he's a Hall of Famer. So if he's a Hall of Famer, then Brady played with a Hall of Fame wide receiver for 12 years. And so how could he not have anybody? And he made more out of nothing. If Edelman's a Hall of Famer, then Brady played with a couple of Hall of Famers at the receiver position. So I don't think he's a Hall of Famer. I don't know what the criteria is in the Pro Football Hall of Fame. It's very fuzzy to me. A lot of people get in. They put in mass amounts of people. It's not that special to me because too many people get in. And I think a lot of it has to do with longevity and whatnot. But I don't think of him. I'm not for one day did I ever think he was the best receiver in the NFL, and not today when he was the MVP of the Super Bowl with no touchdowns. Not at any time did I ever think he was a Hall of Famer.
That's because he's not. I don't know what you're sugarcoating it for. Julian Edelman, God bless him. He had a really nice career. Really nice career. I'm sure much more than he bargained for as a freaking quarterback at Kent State, a mid-major college, Division I program. So he had a great career. He overachieved to the maximum, especially being moved to wide receiver. But there is no way, Rob Parker, that Julian Edelman is a Hall of Famer. Now, I don't agree with your statement of if there's a debate, he's not. Because there's a debate about Eli Manning. You think he'll be a Hall of Famer? A lot of people.
I don't think there's a debate on him.
Oh, I mean, we got Rod. We done had one of our favorite guests, Rod Woodson.
Yeah, but I don't
you
think
remember him saying
he's in the top 10 in so many categories.
But I'm just saying. I'm just telling you, there's a
for
debate.
Me, there's no debate for me. There's no debate.
For you, but there's a debate among. There are certain players. There is a category of players, Rob, where there's no debate among anybody. You know, the Aaron Rodgers, the Tom Brady, the Barry Sanders, guys like that's where there's no debate.
Those are Hall of Famers to me.
Right. But I'm saying there's another level, I think, who are guys that can be legitimate Hall of Famers where there is a debate. And I would throw Eli in that category. But my point is, even as I don't agree with your statement on that, I still agree with you that there is no way Julian Edelman is a Hall of Famer. And look, folks, I mean, let's just face it. It's about stats. It's about production and winning. He's got the winning. Certainly, he wasn't the main reason they did any of the winning, but he was a critical player in it. But the stats are not there. In his 12 years, Rob, take a guess how many Pro Bowls Julian Edelman made.
Zero.
I'm not talking about all pro, all NFL. I'm talking about Pro Bowl, which obviously is a lot less stringent than being all pro, whereas one or two players at each position. So he made no Pro Bowls. Just that alone. Is anybody going to make the NBA Hall of Fame without ever making an all-star team? But Rob, baseball without ever making one all-star team?
Well, that's what I'm trying to tell you is that I don't take much stock in the Pro Football Hall of Fame because this shouldn't even be a conversation. I don't think the Football Hall of Fame is that watered down. I mean, I think a lot of players are with you and me, Rob. I think it is fans of the New England Patriots who think maybe he's a Hall of Famer. But he only had 6 full seasons as a starter, which doesn't necessarily mean you can't be in the Hall of Fame. But he averaged 11 yards a catch for his career. In his full seasons that he played, he never averaged more than 11 yards a catch. That's what happens when you get dinks and dunks.
He's got 36 touchdowns for his career. Like, where's the debate? And I bet you we have some listeners out there that think that Julian Edelman is a Hall of Famer. And we are asking you, make your case. Call us up at 877-99 on Fox, 877-996-6369. Make your case for Julian Edelman in the Hall of Fame to me or Rob, because we don't think there is a case. Rob, I don't know what the case could be, Rob. That you got 3 Super Bowls? It's very much a team sport. I mean, I don't think that's an adequate argument. Prove to me and Rob. You can't prove it, but try to convince us that Julian Edelman, God bless him, he was a good little receiver, is a Hall of Famer.
All right, Deontay in Virginia, you're on the Odd Couple Fox Sports Radio. What you got?
What's going on, fellas?
How you?
What up? So you gonna convince us? You don't sound like somebody I thought would be calling in, but go ahead.
Bro, I know, but I'm just vibe with me real quick. The playoffs, man, the dude's a problem. I mean, even, I can't, like I said, I can't vouch for him.
You're a little muffled. Muffled. You
okay.
Back? Okay, that's better.
Okay, I can't vouch for the regular season. With him not making a Pro Bowl, but the dude he's a weapon. And, for Tom Brady, I'm a Buccaneer fan. You know what I'm saying? I ain't going to say I was always a Tom Brady fan because, I wasn't. But I'm a Buck fan. He is, so it's Tampa. So it is what it is. But with New England, with him, that's almost like, Shaq and Kobe.
Oh,
It's almost like Mike and Scotty. Come on, baby.
Stop it.
It's like that. The dude was a problem. Like when you need like that catch. That come on now.
He was a nice receiver, but one play get you in the Hall of Fame?
No.
In that case, let's put David Tyree in there. David Tyree made a bigger play than Julian Edelman ever made. Is he a Hall of Famer?
That was his argument?
Come on, my man. Come on, bro. He actually had the nerve to compare Brady Edelman to Jordan Pippen, Shaq, Kobe?
Crazy. Mashugana. Lewis in Illinois, you're on the Odd Couple, Fox Sports Radio. What's up, Lewis?
Yeah, first-time caller.
Thank you, my man.
I've never called the radio station before, but I got a comment on this one.
So you never called in all your years on this planet, Lewis. Nothing ever moved you to call in.
Right. This one got me.
So you must have some heat. Then let's hear it.
Wow, let's hear it.
All you had to do was watch the Patriot games when he played. He was a big-time player for them. No, he wasn't a Randy Moss or anything like that. But if you look at him in the style of a running back, he came through all the time in the clutch. Every time it looked hopeless, he came up with the catch.
So, Lewis, how come he didn't make a Pro Bowl in 12 years?
One, Lewis,
one. I'm sorry, one.
Because everybody's thinking like you. He wasn't a big-time receiver who went downfield.
But you said he came through every time in the clutch. I mean, that's enough. You don't have to only be downfield to be an effective receiver.
Says who?
I'm telling you, you don't have to.
No, Wes Welker made 5 Pro Bowls.
Okay.
He was similar type of receiver.
Okay.
The same. Is Edelman better than Welker?
I don't know. I don't know. They're pretty close.
I don't think Welker's getting in the Hall of Fame.
But, you say big-time player. He was big-time. He contributed to their wins, to that record. He contributed to Brady. He contributed every game. If you ever watch the game, the eye test of just watching him come through, that says it all.
Look,
all right, I got the eye test, and I'm cross-eyed now, Lewis.
But every starter's a contributor. Am I right, Rob? Like, look, every starter's a contributor.
You can't use that. Everybody's had an element of something. You could go and say
Steve Kerr.
All the linemen on the Patriots. Right. You know what I mean? You remember that time they held the line so Brady can make that completion?
Right.
Everybody chips in. Come on.
Nobody's saying he's a scrub. Is Steve Kerr a Hall of Famer?
Right. Come on. Everybody's not a Hall of Famer, even if they play on good teams. That's just not the case. Joe in South Dakota. You're on the Odd Couple, Fox Sports Radio. What's up, Joe?
Hey, guys. Now, I'm not going to sit here and act like the stats or even the full-fledged career is enough to get him in. What I think you guys are at least losing sight of to some extent is that football is more about the story, and it's not spread out into 7-game series. So if you have 2 or 3 or 4 really good playoff games, sometimes that's enough. And that's why they make the argument for Eli Manning. And Edelman with the postseason, and just like Rob says, they always bail out Tom Brady. Well, you know what? Julius Edelman was one bailing him out. Talk about the story of football. You talk about the Patriots. And
you don't talk about Edelman.
Edelman.
No, you don't. And let me just say this to you.
Edelman will not be in the story of football.
He's not even mentioned.
I feel confident saying that. And Eli, you mentioned Eli. Eli was making those plays to win those Super Bowls. And he was a 4-time Pro Bowler. Again, you got to give me something in the regular season.
He's in the top 7 of touchdowns and he's not like 15th, Chris. He's not 20th with 2 Super Bowl MVPs. He's in the top 10 in quarterbacks all time. And here, Warren Sapp tweeted this out, and it's interesting because this is Hines Ward can't even make the final ballot of the Hall of Fame voting the last 5 years. Okay. Hines Ward, 1,000 catches.
He was much better than
Julius Edelman, 620. Hines Ward, 12,000 plus yards. Julius Edelman, 6,800. 85 touchdowns to 36. They each won a Super Bowl MVP. Hines Ward, four Pro Bowls. Edelman, did you say he had one, Chris, or none?
No, he had none. He never.
None.
I said he didn't make even one. Even one Pro Bowl.
He don't have any. So even if you look at this comparison, and Hines Ward, who played for a storied franchise, was a part of winning, Chris. He wasn't on some bad team piling up numbers.
Ward should at least be in the
He ain't even. He's not in the final voting.
Right.
That's what I'm saying. So,
I don't have a problem with them not having him in the Hall of Fame, but to not even have him vote. Look, one of my favorite players actually growing up was Lynn Swann, and Lynn Swann's best moments were in the Super Bowls. He had some of the greatest catches we've ever seen in the Super Bowl.
It took him for 100 years.
It took him a long time to get in. And his regular season numbers weren't all that. But again, he made 3 Pro Bowls. Rob, he made 3 Pro Bowls. He made All-Pro one year. He was on the All-1970s team. So you got to have some type of production in the regular season if you expect to get in the Hall of Fame.